Okay, this week we are going to update our baseline to make it more server friendly. And what do I mean by server friendly? Well, the way it currently exists, you have to log into the server and run the command to compare the results. Right, okay. Hey, the baseline has not changed. Great. Well, if you manage hundreds or thousands of servers, chances are you're not going to log into them very often just to run the script. So you're going to run it automatically. So a couple things we're going to do is we're going to set it to run automatically, and we'll do that last. But another thing we're going to do is we want to put the results somewhere we can see them. So in the real world, you would probably have it make you email the results, but we're not going to mess with the email in the class because we don't have a real domain name on our systems, and it's just something I don't really want to feel like working through in our lab environment. So what we're going to do is we're going to write things to the message of the day file. There's a file in Etsy called MOTD, and when you log in, it gets displayed to the terminal. So if I go log out and I log back in, you see that my message shows up, message of the day. So what we're going to do is if the baseline changes, we're going to write that information into the message of the day so that then when the administrator logs in, he can be like, oh, hey, my baseline changed. I need to go check that out. So that's what we're going to do first. So let's edit the baseline file. And down here, where it says baseline has not changed, we'll leave that. But if the baseline has changed, we're going to print some stuff to the message of the day file. Echo, no, we'll leave that. Yeah, no. So we're gonna print it to the screen. We're also gonna print it to the message of the day. And we're going to append it because if we run the script multiple times and the administrator hasn't cleared it out, we want the stuff to stay out there. And then we're going to put the diff output. And then we're going to print like a message. Please verify the changes and manually clear Etsy MOTD. So essentially what should happen is when an admin logs in, he should see this and he should go check everything. And if everything's legit, then he should clear the messages of the day file. So we'll run this one time, see what happens. So nothing's changed. So if we look at the message of the day file, it should still just say message of the day. But now let's make something change. Service IP tables stop. Let's run it again. So that got rid of the message of the day file, except I forgot to append this to the messages of the day file. So that was awesome. I bet you guys noticed that when you were looking at it. So now the baseline has not changed. So now let's pretend like I'm a server administrator. Like, hey, let me go check my server. Hey, let me type my password properly. Oh no, the baseline has changed. I should go investigate that. So then I would say, oh, it looks like the firewall is not running. So I'd verify that. Like, oh, who turned the firewall off? And stop. I would start it back. But then I would go investigate who turned the firewall off. And once you've installed sudo shell, then you can go use that to figure out who turned the firewall off. So I have fixed the issue. So now if I run my baseline detect, it'll say the baseline has changed. I can look at the MOTD to see what that was. So now the firewall stuff's back in there, right? So now I run it again. Nothing has changed. It has not changed. So now I'm going to go edit the message of the day file to clear it out. So that would be the workload after this point. And now if I change something, so nothing's changed. Now if I change something else, so what do I want to do? I'll start netcat. Netcat is a general purpose utility that can create a listening socket. It's something that evil people use. I shouldn't say evil, hackers use, is a tool, netcat, that hackers can use. So now if I run my script, oh hey, the baseline has changed. I log back in. Oh hey, I have this new thing listening on port 64,000. I have this new process running. That's no good. So then I would investigate. I would see that I have netcat listening. I'm like, that's not good. I would kill it. If you remember module 4, we killed processes. Netcat's gone now. So now I've cleared that. So I run the baseline script manually because the first time it runs, it's going to detect the change. If I run it again, nothing has changed. So then I can clear the file. So that's basically going to be our detection method. When you log in, if something's changed, you should get a message in the message of the day file, and then you need to go and investigate that. So that's the first thing we're going to do. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to set the script to run automatically some number of times. And we're going to have it run automatically based on a schedule created using the cron command. So I'll put this link in D2L. But it goes over some references for setting up a cron job. Basically, cron will check this file and it will determine when it needs to run different things. So we're gonna put an entry in there that looks something like this with a bunch of stars and numbers, and then the command to be executed. There's some examples down here to show you that. So basically, we're gonna edit the cron tab with cron tab -e as root. We want it to run. Say we want it to run once an hour at 5 minutes after the hour. If that was the case, we'd hit a 5, and then we put some stars in the other fields. That's not a star. So if we look at the format, the first field is the minute of the hour of the day of the month of the year, and the day of the week, if you wanted to specify those different things. So it gives us some flexibility on when we want to run tasks. And then we're also going to put the path to our script. Nope, that's not right. So that's going to cause it to run at 5 minutes after the hour. This when you do cron tab -e, it opens in your default editor, which for us should be VI. So you'll use your VI commands to edit the file and move things around. So you can use cron tab -L to look at your cron tab. So I have that in there, and I have it set to run at 5 minutes after the hour. Well, I want to actually test it, so I'm going to go set it to run at 22 minutes after the hour. Right. Set it to run at 22 minutes after the hour. So it should run at 22 minutes after the hour, and we'll be able to tell it ran because we'll get a, I don't know why I went 22 instead of 21, because we'll get an output file for 11:22 when it runs. All right, so we got a few seconds to kill. So if you're looking for log information, you go to var log. ls-lart will show you the most recent time things have changed. We have a cron log, so let's see what's in there. And it says, oh hey, root was messing around with his cron tab. So in theory, hopefully at 22, this is going to update and show us something. So we got another 23 seconds or something. I really should have made it run at 21. I was fast enough for that. So we're almost there. All right, 22. So ls-lart/temp. We have our updated files. If we look in our cron log, we had the fact that cron ran successfully. So if you're trying to figure out if your cron is working or not, you can either look at output that's generated, or look in the cron log to see if it's there. So we have those two files. Let's go over to /temp and so let's just look at our files for fun. So our file looks correct. So we will want to actually change something. Well, first let's look at message of the day, see if it got written to there. Yeah. Yeah, so the baseline had changed, apparently. So we'll go clear our message of the day, unless those changes are from earlier. All right, and we will edit our cron tab. We'll edit our cron tab to have that run. Let's make it run every 5 minutes. So according to our example, you can put /2 for every 2 minutes or /10 for every 5 minutes, but that might not be supported. So we'll see if it'll accept that. Ugh. I think I was a VI noob or something after that. Bad minute. So this particular distribution didn't like that, so we can do every 5 minutes like this. 35, 40, 50. Put 0 at the beginning. So it's going to run every 5 minutes, and it's going to put the information in the message of the day file. So one other thing I want to go do to edit our script is I want to, that's not the script I want to edit. I want to put the date and time in here. Messing things up today. $date, $time. So now we can tell when the change occurred, because that's important to know. So now it may have ran because I set it for 5 minutes. So let's see if I have a file for 1125. I do. And one thing I don't like already is I can't tell if anything changed just by looking at my output. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another modification to my process. 25. So it's telling me there's changes, but it's not obvious what they are. So we'll diff these two files. And there's no difference. So, oh wait, that wouldn't tell me change. I was just looking at the file. Never mind. So let's look at message of the day. And it's empty. So there we go. So now there were no changes. So now if we if we stop HTTPD, then the next hour I'll have some changes. So I'm not gonna do that because we're not gonna sit here 5 minutes and wait, and I'm not gonna fool around with the file again. So that's pretty much the changes we want to make for now to have our system automatically detect changes and put it in a place we'll see it, which is the message of the day. So that's all I'm gonna do for now.